But the truth is, those are high-value clients. They are showing their way to show that we are committed to you. If the car has a problem, you just send a message. Please don't touch it. We'll send our representatives. Don't go to Obiago and bring Co-Camp and bring one person and say, it's just a knot. You can do it now. It shows you we are committed to you. Whenever there's a problem in Nigeria, United States will release a report. There's a crisis in Nigeria. All American citizens, please be on high alert. If the problem enters another issue, they will say, please come to American embassy in Abuja. Some of you, they will fly, because you have blue passports, they will fly you into Abuja and your entire family. And they'll put you on a flight from Abuja to the US because they value their people. Not your country, Nigeria. All right? From advertising a new estate to addressing a public complaint or engaging with government stakeholders, effective external communications is important to real estate success. The way you're advertising a new estate, the way you're pushing it is the same way you should follow up when somebody is complaining. It's the same way you should respond every time government is saying something. Because everything matches. Everything matches. External communication. Next slide. One of the primary channels of external communications, whether it's Arible or it's you must have these channels. Ladies and gentlemen. Digital platform, website or social media. What is on your social media? All of you. What is there? I'll go there and see today you're advertising hair. Tomorrow is baby things. Next tomorrow, you're advertising shoe. Next tomorrow, you're advertising this. And then you now put real estate. You say this woman is confused. What do you promote on your social media? It is because of people's social media, people actually buy products or services. Outdoor advertising, this is for Arible. Use billboards and signage. These are external communication strategies. Email, SMS, and WhatsApp. WhatsApp is now a place for selling. How many of you know that? Yeah. What are your channels? Traditional media, radio or television. If you want to advertise your estate, where do you go to? ESBS? NTA? Press release conferences. Sometimes I want to know a company that is authentic. When they want to open a new estate, they'll do a press conference. It shows you the level you're going. Listen, if Arible decides to use all these things, your job as salespeople will be easy. You just go to someone and say, oh, Arible, I saw you guys on newspaper. Oh, Arible, I saw you on this. Oh, Arible, I saw. So you're only going to close the deal. Where's Arinze? This one I'm saying I disappear. Influential marketing. Use of influencers. Hold your ear. All of una way they use influencers. Not be everybody be influencer. Oh. When somebody says, I'm an influencer, influencer says, I can make you do something that you did not plan to do. That is an influencer. Not somebody that has 200,000 followers on Instagram. It's an influencer. Which influence did you influence? So people use influencer marketing. Some of us use influencers, and those influencers are not credible people. Spend your money. You put two buses, say meet us at ShopRite. Interested people will show up at ShopRite. The buses have AC. Please let them have AC in Jesus' name. Because you go and carry a bus that everybody is whining and say, please, madam, lap this person. How? You carry them with AC, get to the place. As they reach there, it's only one house you're showing them as sample, which is normal, right? They come into the house, this is sitting room, this is this, you show them, they're looking, wow, this is nice. Oh, they're taking pictures. Oh, this is functionality of this is that. We don't have any street Nepal pole here. Everything is underground. Wow. Then you start to do your sales. People will say, how much is it? Oh, we have a payment plan. That's what they call experiential marketing. To give them an experience of what you're about to sell. Hello? That's why when all these phone companies want to release a new phone, they'll call you to one place. They'll bring everybody, all these guys that are influencers. They will come and say, this phone can snap your grandfather. You can do this. If you do like, you can see God. All those things are experiential marketing. Next slide. Reputation management. Real estate is a trust-based industry. All in support, say I. Let me explain if you don't understand. This industry is about trust. You're in problem. Buyers are often making one of the biggest financial decisions by investing in real estate. So, reputation and communication are inseparable pillars of success. Developers, agents, and real estate firms must prioritize long-term brand trust over short-term sales tricks. What does that mean? Please sit down and think about what relationship will I have with this person for the next 40 years. Some people sell off their birthright like that young man in the Bible. You don't understand what the future will be with this person. So you just want to call it, is it not land? Oh boy, buy this land, buy this land. No, the land is good. The land is close to the airport. For those of people who always say, 5 minutes away from this, 5 minutes, I don't care, 5 minutes, whatever. I suspect anytime people post that on social media, 5 minutes from ShopRite, 10 minutes from this. How is the time going to help me do anything? When I'm going home, I want to go home in style. I don't count the time. When I build the house, will I come back and say, Madam, that house you sold to me, I counted it. It was not 5 minutes. So instead of thinking of short-term tricks to get the clients now, think about long-term relationships. How many people can this person refer me to? All right? So reputation management is important. How a real estate brand communicates, especially during times of success and times of crisis, can tell a lot. Your reputation is important. My mother's people, there's a name called Akanimo. Good name is better than riches. You all know that. Reputation is important. So you do everything to protect your reputation. And one of those things you do is making sure you respond anytime someone says a lie about you. And always trying to do things right and do things the right way. Next slide. What drives a good reputation? Project delivery record. I don't know how many engineers we have here. You promised you'll finish that house in 18 months. This is 16 years. You have not finished it. This is one way that you can drive your reputation. My father-in-law builds houses. He will tell you to your face, this is how long I'll take. And he always tells you, this is the quality I'll use. But because a lot of people in this region don't like good quality, they'll say, oh God, don't worry. They'll go and look for one youth. Sorry about it. No problem with youths. But they'll look for some of those guys. What else drives good reputation? Transparency in dealings. I respect real estate companies that will snap picture of when somebody is signing. I don't know the papers you people call it. What? Deed of assignment. Clear pricing. You write it there on your social media. I see it this day. They'll do a design. This house, they call it estate. Edoche Estates. 1 plot, 1 million. 2 plots, 2 million. When I now come there, you say, that thing, we just put it there. 1 plot is actually 3 million. Guess what will happen? I will go to social media and say, those people are liars. Hello? Good. No hidden charges. Not like someone say, we forgot to tell you, there's one small matching grant money. Put everything there. Let everybody know. That is how you build a good reputation. Customer experience. How do you respond? How do you solve their problems? This is the real communication. This is not motivational speech. Perception and media coverage. How is the brand discussed in the media? I consult for a lot of companies, and I use some Google tools. I put the company name every month. What are they saying about us? What are they saying about us? Some media companies go as far as putting their articles in newspaper. Because you know who is going to read the newspaper now. For those of you that used to buy newspaper, you will notice that once you buy Guardian this day, the first page on this side, banks will take it. So that when you open it, the first thing you see is a bank. As a big man, you say, these people, they are really consistent. They are consistent. Let me put my money there. Then someplace in the middle, you see real estate. Transcorp will take the back page. Why? It's all about sight. The more I see you, the more I believe in you. Hello? The more I see you in certain places, I believe in you. All right? Employee and agent conduct. That is you. You here. Professionalism of sales staff. Professionalism. Most people that want to buy lands these days, their head is not normal. They don't have respect for you. They can talk to you anyhow. They can insult you. They look down on you. They think you're a fraudster. But in everything, you're still a professional. You smile. In your mind, you're saying, if no be saying money, they fine for you. I will break your head. Professionalism, ethical practices, the languages you use in client interaction is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Very important. You need to take it very important. Next slide. Brand management. How do we build our company's brand? It's not always the logo. Brand is not logo. Let me convince you. Brand is the way you feel when you use that product. What do I feel when I use that product? How do I feel when I hear about the product? I mentioned Julius Berger. If Julius Berger builds, if he's an Arab contractor, he's saying, if it's Arinze and Sons, because you need to build the brand. That is what branding is called. It's not about printing on shirts. Branding is about giving somebody an experience. Branding is about when I use this thing, I feel good. I'm very confident in it. Some of you here, if I ask you here, how many of you have changed the brand of your toothpaste in the last 5 years? Raise your hand. The brand of your toothpaste. Okay. Good. 5 years. Good. How many of you have used a particular brand of food item, whether it is Milo, FMCG, whatever? How many of you use it for over 10 years? You have been using a particular brand for the past 10 years. No matter what they say about the brand, you still use it. That is the brand. The brand has given you an experience and you made you trust. In fact, some of you have become marketers of that brand. Will you get to that point in your business as a brand real estate person that somebody will say, look, Oga, what's your name, sir? George. I know you now. You know we are not, sir. Someone say, George recommended land. George is good now. In fact, the place Aso Rock is George that recommended them. They say, let me tell you. George recommended Aso Rock, National Assembly, the same. See, if you do, just give George the money and forget it. When you get to that point, you know you have arrived. People trust you so much. I know somebody that says they usually give him money to buy land and he's tired. He tells them he does not want. I say, you do not want? I say, yes, I don't want. Because the more they trust you, the more weight on your back. They make you brand ambassador. I'm driving a car, one keke wants to hit you. You're fat! Oh, God. Brand management is not a one-time campaign. Branding is consistent till you die. The brand, you must consistently manage that brand. You must consistently give people images of the brand. Many men here watch Champions League. You watch English Premier League. As you're watching it, the next thing, your screen will become half. You will now see Guinness. We just show up. Blah. You do not complain. Why are they cutting it in the what they call viewing centers? Because they know what their brand is. Guinness is not for guys on the streets, all this Gen Z. Guinness is not for them. Guinness is for the men. You say, man, you're a real man. That's why if you see their adverts, they'll say, Udeme, my friend. They don't make it for small boys. In fact, no brand has really created anything for small boys. What they do is they try to upgrade the boys to men. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why would PS, who makes baby oil? Johnson's. Johnson will now say, let's make something for the youth. For what? Once you have passed, more babies will come. Hello? When you think about Shaw, is it Shaw? Is it, which of them does roll-on? What's the most popular roll-on now? Nivea. Where is Shaw? Where did you see Shaw? If you stop arguing. Where do you see, when you enter a supermarket, which one do you see more? Does it mean Shaw has closed down? It means in their strategy they have created a way to outfox Shaw. So you see Nivea everywhere, and every time you go to a supermarket, Nivea must be in front. That is positioning. They do it to capture your... So anywhere you're going to in the market, you go around the supermarket, go around, then you remember, people say, my Nivea is about to finish, you buy another one. And they make their brand the color is very attractive. They will make sure the background is yellow. Anything that is yellow, they will just put it there so that it will just come out. That is all brand management. That's what we're talking about here. In real estate, when the stakes are high and competition is very fierce, your brand is your biggest asset and your biggest risk if you don't manage it properly. Your brand is important. Very important. Because this business is very competitive. The people who are authentic and the ones that are fake. In fact, the fake ones, they are more loud. So the authentic ones do what? They just try and make sure they have a standard. Hello? Uh-huh. Next slide. How do you define your brand strategy? Number one, what do we stand for? If I ask you, what does Arible stand for? Is it luxury, affordability, or is it functionality? I can speak for Copen. Copen is more about functionality. No, sorry, affordability, not functionality. Copen does not build houses that you say, smart house. What is smart about the house? Go and live there, 3-bedroom, 3-bedroom. So you need to understand what am I selling? Am I selling a luxury brand? Or am I selling an affordable brand? Or am I selling a functional brand? Are you confused? You're looking confused. Like, you're wondering, what have I been selling? That's why you see luxury brands. Not everybody buys luxury brands. There are some people you come to. That's why you want to sell a watch to a rich man. You don't carry the watch in your pocket. Okay, if you buy this watch. So where you thief from? You bring the rich man to a certain environment. And he will be looking at the building. He's not looking at the watch. If you go to Abuja, you see a lot of big buildings, big shops. They are not selling the item. They are selling the building. Because when the building is fine, they know that you spent money on that. That means this thing is authentic. They'll just walk around. I like this shirt. How much is it? 2 million. They'll look at the shirt. Nice, nice. Then they'll look around the building. This shoe, how much is it? 1.5. Nice. Is it my size? It's my size. They'll be looking around the building. Yeah. When you build this house? 2 years ago. Who built it for you? Julius Berger. He spent our money. Hi, God. Okay, give me 5 shirts, 6 shoes. That is how they do it. If you roll with big men, you will know. I've rolled with a lot of big men. They don't shout too much. They just wear palm slippers and this thing enter here. How far now? I do. They say, what's happened? Say, Tinubu self. You are calling Tinubu in this matter? Say, my brother, I want to buy 1 or 2 shoes. You know there's not 1 or 2 shoes. They will live there with 14 pairs. And the owner of the shop will not be jumping. Hey, the owner of the shop will say, now only 14 you buy. I think say you can't buy shoe. So, build your unique brand identity. What is your logo? I like Arible. You know, you can remember it. It's easy to remember. You can see it here. Red, black, simple. You understand? Not people that go and design logo. You give it to one business center somewhere, they'll go and do... You will not understand where it is because the logo tells a lot. Okay? Create captivative brand messaging. I remember Rank Xerox. They wrote, we taught the world to copy. What is your brand messaging? Very simple, straight to the point. There are some brands, you hear their brand message, you'll be like, these people thought very fair. Can anyone tell me any brand messaging you know? They are everywhere. Just do it. Nike, just do it. Nike did not say the shoes for the future that can use and climb this. No. Just do it. MTN says, what are we doing today? I'm robbers to say we are robbing. What? Life is good. LG. Life is good. They do not say anything that connects to their brand. They just want you to remember something that, when you say, life is good, the next thing you come with LG. What is our fridge? It's not LG. I bet. What did you say? Because when I see here. Somebody can see secure in the future and think it's also for financial institutions. Your brand messaging should sell you before you know anything. Tell me another brand imaging you know. MTN, they have changed their own. They are no more everywhere because they know say their network is not rubbish. Then the one that call them a grandmaster of data, they cannot even be anti of data self. How do we arrange our brand management? Deliver excellent customer experiences. Excellent. Beyond normal. That's another way. How do we do our updates? How do you tell your customer who is not in Nigeria, look at this is phase 1, look at the building, we have started this, you understand? Let them be the ones say, oh God, you are sending, you are giving me too much on my this. When the house is finished, let me know. That means they trust you. Some people, they don't trust you. They'll say, send me when they put the first block. I'll put it there. Send me when they put the 259 block. You put it there. Deliver excellent customer experience. This is how we build our brand. Excellent. So why do you follow Arible if you go to their place? Do you know there are companies you go to? It's just the way the receptionist talk to you. It determines whether you're going to stay or whether you're going to go. I was coming here. I was very hungry as I was coming here. I entered one supermarket by around just one, I don't know the place. Opposite UBA Bank. There's a supermarket there that does pharmacy. You should know it. It's a new one. As I entered the place, the first thing is, I stood outside a little bit. The person inside, it's a transparent door. The person inside was sitting down. As soon as the person knew that I was coming in, the person stood up. Point number 1. I opened the door. They opened the door. I entered. This person greeted me. Good morning, sir. This person greeted me. Good morning, sir. I went towards buying gala. The young girl said, how can I help you, sir? Ah! How can you help me? Jesus. I said, no, in fact, when I picked gala, I felt very bad. Like, is this all I'm carrying for what she said? And there was a smile on her face. I was like, man, you for your hand, just gala. I would have carried a basket and said, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. Excellent customer experience, because people will never forget. That's why I don't sleep in every hotel. You go to a hotel and you go and stay there, you get your customer service, they're sitting down. I was like, welcome. Do you want a room? That is the price. No. Leverage digital branding. Please, regular social media engagement. Spend a lot on social media. I like the people that do your designs. Who does your designs at Arible? Is it you? Whoever that person is, greet the person for me. Do simple designs. Leverage on it. Post about stuff. Engage on social media. This is where people are going to now, this part. Manage your brand reputation. Sometimes, engage in corporate social responsibility. Go to one primary school, carry all of you here. Go to one primary school. Go to motherless babies' homes. What does it do? It shows that you're not just a brand that sells lands. You're also concerned about your society. Train your staff. This is what Arinze is doing. I didn't put this because of this. This is a lecture I copied from one of my classes. Train your staff to reflect the brand. There's a time that Zenith Bank was only employing women that are fair. It's not a lie. Oh. My brother-in-law, he told me he was working in Zenith Bank headquarters in Lagos. He said the owner, Jim Ovia, if there's a certain floor for managers, everybody on that floor is fair. It's his own brand. Their ladies must be fair. When they wear their black suits and everything, the team does pia. I'm telling you. By the time she comes and say, open an account, you say, no problem, no problem. Yeah, it's true. Even in your dressing, even in your conversations, when they see you, they say, are you Arible? Say, yes. I saw it from the way you look. You look. And they cannot even identify you if your dressing is rubbish. So, train your staff to reflect the brand. That's why some companies spend a lot of money to train their staff. Look good, dress good, smell nice. There are some places you pass somebody, bro, sound now. Say nice. I just agree to. This is your perfume. Then you strike up a conversation. And there are other people you pass. The person comes to you and say, I'm from marriage. And once one person gives you a bad experience, you believe everybody in Arible have smelly mouths. Next slide. Sorry, am I confusing you? No, I want to know so that, crisis communications, very important. And this one will happen once in a while because we live in a real estate sector where the number of fake people are much. Sometimes there might be a small mistake from you or from the company itself. If you do not know how to plan against, please do not pray against crisis. Prepare against crisis. Plan for crisis. Crisis will happen. The day that Arinze will have a 20-story building headquarters, that is the beginning of the day that he knows crisis will happen every day. Because person on the second floor will cause problem. Person on 15th floor will cause problem. You now say, the devil is a liar. Let's bring anointing oil. Scatter, bind. No. You need to plan for crisis. And when we come to crisis, how do we communicate? Now we are seeing a lot of people coming out and say, this real estate company is scamming. And they'll say the owner is going to speak. It's damage control. It doesn't work. So please, next slide. Any crisis is an unexpected event, which is true, and can affect us in different ways. These are ways that we have, normal ways in real estate that we have crisis. Building collapse, structural failure. When this one happens, especially like in Lagos, when you have a building collapse, usually the company also collapses. They say, 6 people were killed. Even if nobody was killed, that is the end of that company. Okay? Delays in project completion causes crisis. Land ownership. The fool for Enugu. Who has the land? Community say we have the land. This one is sharing land between this one. The land is blah, 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 blah. Crisis happens. Money is now lost. Environmental or zoning violations. I see houses and you see next thing erosion will happen. The house is standing on the rock. You don't know when the house is going to fall. Fraudulent sales. And I hear the fool for Enugu, especially Nike side. Double allocation of plots. Protest or public backlash from host communities. This one is full in southeast and south-south. Go and build a house somewhere, the villagers will come out. We did not know where we were building. No. Who sold the land? My grandfather's younger brother, sister. No, this person is not from us. Blah, blah. And then at the end of the day, you lose a lot. Economic downturns can also affect. So in any of these situations, you must prepare a crisis response plan. Next slide. Now, let's move to the next slide. Quickly. Developing. Now, there's a young man called, he's not young, he's dead now. Abraham Maslow. He created what he called the hierarchy of needs. When you want to sell to somebody, you need to understand the hierarchy of their needs. Don't just come and meet. Not everybody wants to buy land. Not everybody wants to buy land now. Not everybody wants to buy land later. So how do we understand it? There are physiological needs, the basic survival needs. You have food, water, air, rest, shelter. This is where we come in. Usually it's at the top. Safety needs, security, health, finance. I'm going to explain to you why you need to understand everything, not just the first one. Love and belonging. Social needs, including friendship, intimacy, family, group membership. Esteem needs, achievement, recognition, self-esteem and respect. self-actualization, realization of personal potential, creativity, and personal growth. Every human being, these are your needs. There's no money here. Go to the next slide. This is the hierarchy of your needs. And this is the way you explain. This is how you target people with your communications plan. Desire to be the most you can be. That's why you see some companies who say, be the man you want to be. Buy a land in this estate. So some people feel if I buy a land in one particular estate, I have now obtained something in life. So you're doing your communication plan in such a way that you say to the man, if you want to prove that you're a man that is a man, once you buy land in this estate, you are a man. Hello? That is the lie they told women. Once you give birth to a son, your leg is now firm in your house. God will punish that person that said that thing. I have 6 girls. My wife is still, her leg is firmer than me because she's the owner of the house. So that lie, when we get to heaven, I'll just be asking people, come, everybody, if you are the one who said that, raise your hand. The person raise their hand. I say, hellfire. Esteem, respect, self-esteem, status, recognition. Listen, when people buy certain things, when they want to purchase certain things, they are doing it to satisfy this in their lives. They believe that my self-esteem is built by this. Most of these girls that kill themselves for iPhone and the boys that buy iPhone, it's because of their self-esteem. It's not like they know what they are doing with iPhone. This is not the iPhone. You're using it to do video, right? But 90% of people who use it don't even know how you can do this. So, when you're selling your marketing strategy, your sales plan, attack this part. Attack it. I know I can't buy land, though. I know be that kind of person. No, tell the person, no, build yourself. Guy, you be big. You know how we hail ourselves as guys? Why they talk like, you know, be man, you be guy, calm down. You feel do this and leave on. We'll go rob this bank. So you create communication plans that talk about respect, that talk about self-esteem, status. There's a guy that sells cars in Abuja, Saki Motor. He will say, my brother, if you want to buy a car, this car not be for civil servant. He keeps saying that until it enter federal government. They wrote him, say, stop insulting civil servant. But the guy is saying the truth. Civil servant cannot buy the car. Why are we lying to ourselves? Oh, the civil servant, you can't about this guy. So, recognition. Some people, you need to, so in terms of selling, when we want to look at everybody we are targeting, we look for which of these ones we can use to get them. The ones who have low self-esteem, the ones who have high self-esteem, love and belonging, friendship, intimacy, family, sense of community. Listen, I was with Arinze upstairs. We said the same thing. I can kill for my family. As a man. When I was growing up, I prayed I would never have a son, and God answered my prayer. Why am I looking for sons for? What did they do with them? My father has 6 sons, no daughter. My family name is not going anywhere. I have a reason I don't want to have sons. I prefer having daughters. Because with daughters, I can control 6 guys. Hello? Yeah. I'm more powerful than this. I just have my daughters around me. And I'll marry them to the right places. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's it. Oh, no, about. The current king of England, his great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, I think it's Queen Mary or whatever her name was, all her children, they married them to different houses in Europe. So her grandchildren were the kings of all European countries. Go and read history. All her grandchildren, king, queen, king, queen, king, queen. Because of that, there was no war. Please go and Google it now. That is strategic thinking. Her grandchildren, king, queen, all the kingdoms in Europe were all her grandchildren. So I have reasons why. Because I'm a protective person. I don't want to have a boy in the house and both of us will be arguing. I'll slap your face. Aside that, there are other reasons I have. It's not about bride price. But I believe that if I want to change society, I will use girls to do that. Women are powerful. I don't understand. I've already programmed my daughters. Dangote's grandson. So, how old is Elon Musk's son? Oh. But quite honestly, when it comes to friendship, family, intimacy, as a man, if I'm looking for a land or a house, I'll be thinking size of family. I'll be thinking of a house that can accommodate everybody. So when you're selling to me and you say, how many children do you have? I say, I have 4 girls. Oh, okay. We have, this house can accommodate, your girls' room can be here. This, even if they turn 18, they can still stay. The house is big. I would believe you because you are targeting family. Hello? That is it. Safety needs. You know, there are some people that will tell you, this land, where is it? They say it's inside an estate. What kind of estate? Is it gated community? Say yes. Because they believe in their security. Are you getting my point? So this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you use it as a means to target what is their need so that you can sell to them. Physiological need, air, water. So this one is now the last one. But from here downwards, love, friendship. There are some people that want to live in a community where there are families. I want to live in a community where there's a playground, there's a swimming pool, there's a this, because that is what you use to sell that idea. Next slide. Now, what are the processes? Next slide. You can read this on your own. These are more technical things. When you're thinking of how to plan your communication strategy, personal analysis. Who knows what personal analysis means? Anybody knows what personal analysis means? Anybody? Anybody? Political, environmental, social, technological, legal, and I forgot what the last E is. What this means is whenever you're doing a business, you look at the political situation, look at the environmental situation, you look at the social situation, look at the technological situation, you consider all of this. External factors, SWOT analysis. You know what SWOT analysis is, right? Right? Good. So you can read this all on your own, but when you're talking about the processes, you put it through all this. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But let me talk about step 3. When you're planning to do your communications, not marketing or sales, consider the age range of people you're trying to send your communications to. If you're doing social media, not people above 50, 60 are not active. But shockingly, when they are 80, 70, 80, they are serious on social media. Because they don't have any other thing they are doing. Like my mother, she's always on her phone. And they will tell you what's going on in the world. So you target them by age, you target them by gender, you target them by income. Then psychographics, what are their values, what are their interests, what are their motivation. Behavioral analysis, what is their buying habits. There are certain places you go and sell. You need to know their buying habits. Do they like buying in this area? I'm in a Rotary club. Rotarians, okay, yeah, I want to sell to Rotarians. Yeah, they will sit down and listen to you. Nigerian Bar Association, yeah, they might listen to you. You look at different areas, different groups, and you consider their engagement pattern before you create your communications plan. Then you develop your messaging. Next slide. You're going to read this up later. Okay, what is inside this communication? We're rounding off your key message. What is the key thing you want when you're creating your communication plan? What is the first thing you want to sell? That is your key message. Then what is the supporting thing you want to sell? The key message might be, buy a land here, get so and so in the next 50 years. Then what is your secondary message? So you need to develop that. Proof points, factual evidence that affirm what you say is true. You said that someone should buy a land here and he will make money in 3 years. What are the proofs? So you need to get people that have actually succeeded and post it there so that people will believe it. Call for action. Make sure that at the end of any communication strategy you do, make people move to buy. Don't just put phone number. There must be a call to action. So the first thing is put your key message, put your supporting message, put your evidence, and put a call to action. Next slide. Let's move on. They can read this later. Move on. They can read this later. Okay. Let's go into this. This is your key message we're talking about. In the long run, through the application of effective strategic and brand communication strategy, your key messaging, that's the first one I talked about, it must say the following one: you can trust us. You're not going to say it like this, but whatever you're saying should say, you can trust us. That shows that you have what? Number two, we know what we are doing. That shows what? We know what we are doing. Because, if you want to sell a particular land and you're selling it to someone that's a civil engineer, and you go and bring someone that does not know anything about it, say, okay, come. And this is the gutter. Then this is the land. People will be like, the engineer will now start asking you plenty of questions you cannot answer. It will tell bad about your brand, that you don't know what you are doing. Yes. Number three, we have been doing this for a long. That shows what? There are some of us that engage with companies that we hear that they are 100 years old. Not like First Bank, it's still rubbish after 100 years. But because they say you have been doing this for a long time, I believe you more. Do you understand me? Do you understand? Good. We are all about value. Please, this is the one that is more important to any human being, especially if the person is using the land for commercial purposes. It shows what? Your best interest is our best interest. That shows what? It shows that the client to a client, your interest is my interest. I remember I was looking for a house one time. Hi. Thank God they are real estate people. You people are mostly into sales. But you see all these guys that go around as agents. Father, have mercy on all of them. When they see you, they measure you up and down first. You're looking for a particular house. When they finish measuring you, they will take you to a house they can live, not you. You understand? It happens, Abi? When you look at the person, you say, this is the house. You have to bend inside to enter. I say, look at me, finish. Because his interests, my interest is not his interest. There's some of them that will look at you, and what you do is, I sit with you and I talk with you. Which kind of house do you need? You say, I need a 3-bedroom, duplex. Okay. Okay, what do you do? I'm into this, I'm into that. Okay. What does the wife do? I'm into this, I'm into that. Okay. How many kids do you have? Once you're asking all those questions, in your mind, there are properties that you know that will fit this family. Let me tell you how you catch them. Once they come into the house, you say, okay, you said you are into construction. You said you're an architect. This room here, you can use it for your office. I'll come back. Oh, this guy remembered what I said. Oh, Madam loves cooking. This kitchen is big enough. Wow. You say you have 4 children. If they make noise in their room, it will not even, you say, that man will buy that house. True or false? Because you have shown him that you understand his needs. Number 5, your best, okay, we mentioned that. You will tell others about us. That is what? Feedback. After you have sold me, after I understand that you understand, and we have done business, most likely, I will go and tell another person about you. All right? This relationship is for, please, every transaction you do, make sure you think about the relationship with that person as a long-lasting relationship. Next slide. Leveraging social media. Move on. Okay, move on. Important skills to master. Now, these are the skills you need. I think this should be one of the last slides, right? Leveraging skills. Active listening. Ladies, talk to the other person. Say active listening. Not the men, not the men. Ladies, say active listening. Especially to the men. Men, say active listening. Especially to the women. The way we are not going to the women. Active listening. I learned how to listen 5 years ago. I've been married for 10 years. But I learned how to listen really about 6 years ago. Active listening. You're not listening to respond. You're listening to learn. Especially when you're arguing with your wife. Okay, the same man listen. The same man listen. Okay, I dey listen. Point number 5. This point number 5 where she talk, the thing enter me. Then you hit her with it. No. Active listening. Don't let the person talk. There are some clients that just want to talk. Listen to them. Listen to them. Active listening is a communication skill. When it's done, you say, wow, nice. Okay, let me get it. You said this, you did. Yeah, you said this. Okay, so this is what you need. The person has spoken for 2 hours and you got 5 things he said. That is a skill. People care about when people that listen to them. Number 2, clarity and simplicity. We talked about it. Don't make too many. Sir? Yes, sir. Yes. It's important. It's important. Because you don't start jotting when the person starts talking. You get to a point, you say, can I write this down? You better say, yeah, go ahead. You say, continue. The person will tell you how this, my friend got a house, and so. That's not what you want to hear. My friend got a house, and one real estate person scammed him. The person is looking for trust. So you write what the person said. Then write what the person wants to be done. You only know it when you're listening. Okay? And don't listen to defend. Arible people. That's how Arible girl came and you say no. When the person says no, okay, stop. I've listened. I don't listen. Okay, I've listened. Let me tell you. No, that's not how it works. Persuasive speaking. Persuasive speaking is not speaking as authoritatively. There's a way I can tell you to do something persuasively. In a very calm way, you will do it. Hello? You understand me? You employ persuasive speaking skills. Sometimes it's funny, but don't be too firm. Say, Oga, you will buy this house. I don't dare with you for 2 hours. You're not talking. You must buy this house. No. It must be. Now, non-verbal communication. You should also watch for non-verbal cues. The person is not talking, but the person's shoulder is one how. The person is not talking, but the person is rolling his eyes. She's looking around. She's not in the room. And you too, when you're talking to somebody, don't behave as if you're doing the person a favor. You're talking to somebody and you're on your phone. Say, Oga, that house go fine, oh. Oga, that house go... That house go make sense. Guy, I tell you, that house makes sense. And guy, you know. And as you're talking, you're doing like this. The house go make sense, oh. It means that you don't have time for me. All right? Written skills, you must know how to write. You need to know how to write. Please, you need to learn how to write. I know that proposals are not for you. Arible will do proposals. But know how to at least jot things down. Negotiation and conflict resolutions are also important skills. Then follow-up discipline. Please, follow up. And do not follow up aggressively. You collected my number today. And then you saved it. Before I move 2 steps, let me just call you now. I just said I should. I say make I greet. Okay, don't forget me, oh. Yes, yes, sir. Okay, the person will go home. Okay, I hope you got home safely. Yes, sir. Just say I should check out. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah. On Sunday morning by 9 o'clock. Okay, good morning. Happy weekend. No, nothing. I just said I should call and greet you. No, please respect people's privacy. Is there another slide? So what can effective communication do for you? It will establish you as a trusted and dependable brand in the industry. If you follow everything I said, the eventual thing is that you must become a trusted and dependable brand. Not in Arible alone, but in the industry. Maybe because of you, people will respect Arible. There's a woman we know as Professor Dora Akunle. You know her, right? Yes, who knew Akunle family before Dora? And she married into the family. You get my point now. Okonjo-Iweala, the father was an Igwe in Delta. But nobody really knew until she came out. It helps you promote, it promotes professionalism, credibility, trust. Listen, this thing is your ticket. Credibility, trust. This is what people want from you. Establish the realtor agency as a reputable stakeholder and player ensures customer loyalty, and boosts and drives sales. These are the most important things that you need in coming, and this is what it's supposed to do for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you know what I've said. I've been able to confuse you rather than convince you that effective communications is important as a realtor. It's important what you say, how you say it, who you're saying it to, the right time to say it. At the end of the day, we believe that you'll be a better realtor in this 21st century. Thank you very much for your time. Any other questions, please let me know. Okay, you have a question. All right.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a very insightful one. My question is follow-up part of the effective communication?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the next question to that is you are actually speaking with a client. Maybe he responded, and after 1 week, you didn't hear from the client. You send a message again. Now, the question is that how long do you follow up a client?
When you want to follow up a client, it's important you understand. That's why from the beginning, create a relationship with the client. It's how he perceives you. If you came to the person very formal, yes, my name is John from Arible. I want to market a land we are selling somewhere in Iva Valley. It's not expensive, just 5 million per plot and all that. Can I get your contact? The person says, okay, no problem, collect the contact. The way you interact, here is official. So when you're calling the person, you're calling, hi, I'm that John that called you. Oh, thank you, John. Thank you for all that and all that. When you want to call the person again, you need to continue that line of official conversation. Do you understand? But if you mix formal and informal at the beginning point, when you realize that the person is not responding, you can apply the informal part. Do you get my point? But you need to apply wisdom in way you're communicating or following up the person, so you don't end up looking like a nuisance. Do you understand? So yes, the person says, I want to get a land. You say, okay, is this land urgent for you? The person says, yeah, it's a bit urgent. So what are we looking at? Is it a period of 3 to 6 months or 2 to 3 months? The person say, give or take. When the person says give or take, add an extra month to it. The person say, give or take 2 to 3 months. In fact, 1 month. Give him 2 months. So can I reach out to you, let's say, in the next 1 or 2 weeks? Yeah, please remind me. What you have done is you're just busy knowing when to contact the person. Do you understand me? Number 2, while you're waiting for that time, be using style to send him pictures of lands. Yeah. Don't mention anything. Say, this land is available. Just think about it. Leave it. And if it's someone that checks your WhatsApp status, he'll most likely see the same land. So there are different ways to target him. So it's not always calling. Sometimes just send a message. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you reach out to somebody, don't be putting it on calendar. Call him tomorrow. Call him. No. There are other ways to send subtle messages. Now, look, I hope you still have this in mind. But please do not go and say, you know that 2 weeks you talked about, it has reached. Don't do that. You need to apply wisdom. Understand the person you're talking to, so you know how to follow up with the person. Are you clear? Are you good? Okay. You have a question? Who else has a question? Okay, you do? Okay, yeah. Madam.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Priska. Thank you so much for the training. Please, when in the course of the training, there's a place you made mention of the call to action, which you always hear. And I heard you say it's not just putting your number there.
Yes. So
most of the time, what we do is to put call this number, so number to reach us or come to our DM. So looking at your own angle, please, how do we now, what they call it?
The call to action.
Our call to action, if it's not only the phone number to attach. What other things? How do we
okay, good question. Before you get to your call to action, usually what interests people is the body of your content. If your content is convincing enough, your call to action can be very firm. Call us now. So your call to action does not need to be very verbose. Call us now, because your content is very interesting. It has captivated them. So call us now. That is a call to action. Nothing, don't put just phone number. Call us now. Put the number. Or if it is a button, or reach us on WhatsApp. Chat with us on WhatsApp. Chat with us on WhatsApp usually sells more. Because if I click it, it takes me to a WhatsApp group or a person's WhatsApp number. You can start that conversation. But you know, in Nigeria today, WhatsApp call now looks cheaper than normal call. So if I say chat us on WhatsApp, after the body of your content is interesting, chat with us on WhatsApp. If you click that, it takes you to a WhatsApp. But the person gets in there. That's where we talk about responsiveness. Once the person starts talking, somebody responds. You put an auto bot that says, thank you for meeting us at Arible. How can we help you? The person says, I want to find out about a land. Because it's in your number, you will respond immediately. So your call to action must be a strong call to action, but it's dependent on the body of what you are selling. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't understand? You do? Okay. So the body of your content is important. That's why when it comes to your call to action, it is firm. It's not like you finished writing a beautiful thing, they are convinced, and you say, if you are ready to buy a land, and you think you are capable, please reach us out on this number, 080, no. Once you have put a convincing thing, you say, call us today, or chat with us on WhatsApp. It is a firm call to action. Your call to action must be very firm. But it depends on the body of your content, whatever you're saying. And please don't follow everyone that say, are you interested in buying? When you start with are you, I say no. Every advert I see, they start, are you interested? No. Do you get? So you need to also be creative in the way you are, you know. Another person raised his hand. Okay, you did, and then her. Okay, ladies first. Okay, please.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Amaka. Thank you so much for the lecture. And now I have a question. My question is this. If you have a client that called you, that someone gave her your phone number, and you've gone to the extent of going to site inspections, different places with this person, and the person is saying that he or she is giving it a thought on which property to buy, what do I need to call the person? Like, if I need to, then what's the time range, like time frame that I need to call the person to know if the person is still interested in any of the properties that I took the person to?
Well, it's like the same question he asked. You can go further because, like I said, you need to ask questions after you've done your listening. Sometimes if you listen a lot, you don't need to ask too many questions. If the person is, as you're doing site inspection, it's not just showing the person the site. It's having a conversation with the person, because you understand whether the person is serious now or is serious later. So you need to talk with the person. Because once the person comes to the site, it is only 10% of commitment. Do you understand? The commitment is when the person actually, let's go forward. So everybody can come to your site. There might even be your competition that want to use style to find out which, you don't know whether it's your competition that is pretending to buy from you. So you need to also, as you're there, come to talk with them. So this place you want to get, sir, what is the purpose? You need it for what? I need it for this. Okay. Is this something that is immediate? Because if you buy now and you want to start building, you need to give them excuses. Rainy season is coming. This place does not get flooded. The person will say, okay, maybe I'm not building during the rain. You will now know whether the person wants to buy now or is buying after rain has finished falling. So you need to ask a lot of questions. Then ask them, what is the time frame? And then you give them that part that tells them, well, this property also is open in the market. Other people are interested. It's not a lie, it's true. Especially if it's true. This thing is so that the person also knows that he needs to hurry up. Do you understand? Comedians use it a lot when they are selling tickets for their... They'll tell you, sold out. It's not sold out. The show is not sold out, nothing. Because it's when they say sold out that is the time you'll be looking for tickets. So you need to also use wisdom to approach it. But ask questions. Then you can say, can I call you back in a few days? When it's appropriate to call you back? When you ask that question, you are telling the person, how long do I need to give you to think about it? But don't ever put a tick to the person until the person reaches out to you or the person has begun a very concrete conversation. Do you get it? But also post a lot on your platform. Oh. Maybe collect the person's number, send messages, add the person to your broadcast list. Sometimes we send messages on broadcast list because we want to reach one person. I hope you know.
Yes, sir.
When you send message on broadcast list, it's not for everybody. One person that broke your heart years ago, the person said, you're not marrying you again, it's no problem. Send your wedding ivy to everybody. The person will read it. The person says, the person even forwarded it. That means they forwarded it. It's not me, I'm not preparing you and send it to all my friends. You happen to be on my friends list. So you can design a broadcast list and send message and add that person and put that property there. It's also, has a way of pushing the person to say, oh, is that thing, you're still selling it, I want to buy. But if you keep quiet, it don't help you. I hope you have answered you. Oga?
Thank you very much, sir. I'm Victor by name. I'm very grateful for your information. And I've understood that it's not just about talking, it's about connecting.
Yes.
So my question is based on rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's very, very clear that there is always this issue of rejection when it has to do with especially newcomers in the industry meeting all these big men in quotes. Are you getting it? So I want to know, how can effective communication, in this kind of journey, you cannot, in short, rejection is inevitable, we know. But how can we use effective communication to reduce it?
Effective communication to reduce, yes. Rejection, you'll be rejected. You even be rejected if you know the big man. Even if you and the big man are big men, they will still reject you. So expect it. But effective communication does not end rejection. What it does for you is, if you are rejected now, it keeps you in view in the person's mind for tomorrow. So a rejection today doesn't mean a rejection tomorrow. The fact that you said no to me doesn't mean I will not sell another land to you tomorrow. We need to move out of that tendency. This person said no to me, God will punish you. I don't want to talk to you again. And you don't blank the person. No. If the person rejects you now, it means the person is still a prospect for tomorrow. So keep sending the person messages. Keep putting that person in your list. Well, how would you not have the contact? You met the person, you collect the person's number. Why did the person now come to sell land to you in the first place? Or buy land from you?
No, you didn't get me. Like meeting somebody for the first time.
Yes.
Are you getting it? Now, most of the times, most of them may not give you that leverage of, extending that relationship towards exchange of numbers.
When you're starting a conversation with anybody, the first thing you're going to meet the person is not to tell the person that you sell lands. Do you understand me? When you meet somebody for the first time, do not come out to the person, yes, good day, sir, I sell land. No, you don't do that. When you want to approach, like we gave you the list of needs, you approach the person from where you think their need might be. First, introduce yourself. And then strike up a conversation. When you start that conversation, you now know whether to talk to the person about land or not. This thing is a long game. Selling land is a long game. It's not something you get immediately. So what you want to do is, when you get to somebody first, start a conversation. Then you will now find out where both of your interests meet. You might not buy the land. He might recommend you to somebody that buys land because of the way you spoke to him. So not everybody you meet now is a client. But everybody you meet now is a reference. Do you get my point? It's a matter of how you approach them. I tell my people in media, I say, go to conferences that are not even media. You're in real estate. Go to conferences that are not real estate. They are doing engineering conference. Go. They are doing lawyers conference. Go. When everybody is sitting around and gisting, enter that conversation. You see 4 people talking. Who are you? I'm just a guest. Oh, this person is talking. This, and you now say, what of land issues in Nigeria? What do you think about land? Land is a very serious issue. If somebody can just carry all the lawyers here and find one land for them, you introduce yourself. Do you get my point? Yes, sir, yes, sir. I tell people, don't go to a conference because it is real estate conference. You will not get anything. You only get people who are also trying to market you. Go to places where mothers are doing conference. Christian mothers, go there. Men of honor, go there. Go to any conference and just find a way to just mix in. Good day, sir. How are you, sir? Ah, yes. What do you do? I've not seen you here before. I just attended the conference. I believe it's a good place to talk to a few people. What do you do? Well, I'm into lands. I sell lands. I just felt I could. Oh, that's nice. The first thing is that you came to our conference. If there was a conference fee, you paid the conference fee. You came in there. That means you're serious. But if you go to real estate conference, everybody you see there is trying to sell land. So you need to find some places. And there are places you meet these men. Like me, I tell people, go to golf club. Go and sign up in golf club. There are certain associations. Go and get familiar with them. Because you might be the only person in the land industry there. And what becomes? You become a conduit for other people. So when you meet people, look for where their needs are. From there, you can start communicating. But if you come to me now, I sell land, just like those guys that carry paper around, say travel agency. I don't want to travel anywhere. If I wanted to travel, I don't need to meet somebody on the road. Come and give me paper and say, I want to travel abroad for what? Do you get my point? If I want to travel, I know who I'm going to meet to travel. So you need to know how you market, especially if you want to sell to luxury big men. Do you understand? They will look at you up and down. Your house you're selling is how much? 500 million. Ah. And they'll shake their head, well done, you're doing well. They can afford it, but the manner of approach is a problem. But if they reject you at the first instance, it's because of the manner of approach. Don't go out and say, yes, I'm into lands. No. How do you know that person, too, is not the owner of a land company? Do you get my point? But the man can tell you and say, I like the way you're talking. Come and work for me. You'll say, sir, you see, we'll think about it. But establish relations. So it's manner of approach. Rejection is normal. I get rejected, but people don't, because of my size, they don't reject me because, I can. Yeah. Okay. Another
Thank you very
question.
much. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. I hope I answered your question. Yes, sir. Very well. Any other question? Was it an inciting class? Yes, sir. Did we have fun? Yes, all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I picked one. Don't just go to real estate events. Why? When I reach there, I'm trying to market to you. You are from Arible, I'm from Arible. And you've paid the fee. Please, can we celebrate him again? Can we celebrate him again? Can we celebrate him? I'm so happy for what he taught, because I would say it's laying a foundation for the last class that we'll have today, which is on marketing, trying to separate between you made mention of marketing and then sales. And for most times, one of the things that throw me off balance when I meet people who talk about lands or people who sell land is that thing of, okay, I just see you now and I'm trying to sell land to you. You don't know me. You don't know where I'm coming from. You don't know my state. You don't know if I'm single. You don't know if I'm married. You don't know my profession. You don't know what I like to eat. You don't know what clothes I like to wear. And you just tell me, hey, I want to buy land, all of that. And it can be terrible. Just like what you said, most of the men that are wealthy, they wouldn't like such approach. They wouldn't like it. But when we come, like I think our MD has talked about something like that. You meet somebody, find something in the person's body that's exciting. It can be the shoe. It can be the tie. So I love the tie. Nice, red, I love. And they're like, okay, because you are showing interest in who the person is, not what you're selling. Not what you're selling. And another thing he also said is, understanding communication begins to make you realize the importance of long-term relationship. Somebody will not buy it today. The person may not buy it next week. Let's even make it very practical. Some of us have posted lands on our WhatsApp status. Posted. Some persons are watching. Some are trying to gauge how serious you are. He mentioned something again, which is like, Let's say on Facebook, I'm selling hair today. Tomorrow I'm selling shoes. Next tomorrow I'm into makeup. I'm into makeup. Another day I sell jewelries. If you come to me and say you want to sell land, I will not patronize you. Where's the consistency? It means that I can send my money for a land today, and if I have issues with it, I can call you tomorrow, and you're doing something else. Completely something different. So I feel it's something we need to take serious, and not just that we hear them. Perhaps some of the call to action for us first should now be some of the clients that you have now. Start thinking about them. Where did you stop in the relationship? How many of them do you know their birthdays, wedding anniversaries, children's birthday? If you're able to check this, check this and then get this information, I think it's going to help. Let me stop here.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please, we are sorry, we are going to just commence immediately into the next class. Now, the person we have in our midst is not just a name, is not just, when they talk about real estate principalities and powers, he's one of them. He understands the practice very well, not just practicing in doing business, but he has got into the climax of knowledge when it has to do with what? Real estate. Now, I want to present to you no other person, but one of the finest real estate persons in Southeast Nigeria. Now we have Professor Victor Nam in our midst. Keep clapping if you want to clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now, I want you to take your writing pad, get your hand glued to your pen. You are going to hear certain things that, I told you that I said that we don't want to raise people who do shallow practices. We want people who have a sound mind, you understand what you are going into, and you are willing to do it with the whole of your heart. He, in the past administration, he was a former commissioner for lands. Now, for you to get into that office, you should know that you know everything that has to do with documentation and titling properly. If there's anybody that will teach you titling and documentation, I think he's in best position to do that. It's not just a thing of a lawyer coming to tell you, but he understands those things. Are you getting my point? So now, ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation, let's make welcome Professor Victor Nam.
Thank you, thank you. You may be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to be in your midst. It's like there's more of ladies here than guys. Anyway, ladies are doing well in the real estate sector. Most of the best realtors in Enugu in recent times are ladies. You are welcome. The principal consultant of Arible Group, my friend and my brother, the Super Sam. I greet and I wish you guys well. I thank you for the privilege of being here today to speak to these wonderful people. I want to also thank God for giving us life and strength to be here to have this conversation and learn together. I want to also congratulate you for making it to this place. It means that you have the drive, the urge to make it in this sector. So you are highly welcome. Okay, our lecture today, go back to the, in our lecture today, we'll be looking at land acquisition, administration, and titling. Land acquisition, administration, and titling. My name is Victor Nam. Okay, here. So my name is Victor Nam. I'm a surveyor by training, a fellow of Nigerian Institute of Surveyors, a professor of land administration and land surveying in the University of Nigeria. So I believe that this lecture will be interactive between us. And if I ask you a question, you answer. My lecture may sound very academic, so you guys should pardon me for taking you back to the classroom. Okay, next slide. So the content of this lecture is the first one is why do we need effective land management? Second one is what is land acquisition, what is land administration, and then land titling. Then we have a discussion about case studies, and we conclude. Next slide. So in introduction, in the olden days, during the Stone Age, so human beings in those days believed that land is infinite, okay? They believe that the world is a level surface, that land does not have anywhere where it terminates. So, but as civilization was coming, human beings began to understand that land is limited. Land is a limited resource, okay? Land cannot be created, land cannot be destroyed. Land cannot be transported. So land is fixed in a position. And that is why for anybody who will deal on land, he has to have full knowledge of what he or she is dealing with. So in the olden days, during the Stone Age, land is acquired by conquest, by grabbing. So if you come into a territory, you kill all the people living on the land, take over the place, occupy the place until somebody stronger than you will come and drive you from the place. So it was more like chaos. And if you read the Bible, you see cases where children of Israel, when they were moving to the promised land, the land disputes they had with the Amorites, the Hittites, the Jebusites, and then the one that is happening as of today with the Palestinians. And they are still bombing each other up to today. So it's land matter. And that land matter have lasted for over 2,000 years. And they are still fighting the war. Okay? So this will give you an idea of what land is. So any conflict on land or any trouble on land does not go away easily. So let's bring it to what we are doing. The real estate business is a business that is attached to land. It is not like every other business. So because the property is fixed in a location, it's fixed on land, there are certain principles that apply. I have had trainings with a lot of realtors. And in these trainings, I realized that most of the realtors do not understand the meaning of the business they are venturing into. So they go and try to learn the best of online marketing, doing social media ads, doing good videos, creating good content, posting it, attracting buyers and following leads, and then closing deals. Meanwhile, you do not know that what you are closing is founded on nothing. I have some young realtors that have worked with me, and I've taken them to court to see some of the land litigations that we had in the past. And they have come to realize that it is not as easy as they think. Okay? Someone can show you a land today and that land is free. Tomorrow you come there will be killing. There will be court case. So that is why, as a realtor or as someone who wants to succeed in real estate business, you have to understand land administration, land titling, and land acquisition. Before you deal on any land, you need to know how that land was acquired. He who claims ownership of that land, how did he come by that land? Who gave him that land? Even that person who gave him, how did that person get his own? Land has history, and the history of land can never be erased. Are we following? The history of land can never be erased. That's why most of us in this business, we try to preach that people should be straightforward and reliable. Lying and making short-term profit in the business always land people into long-term litigations and long-term criminal cases. Okay? So that is why we are having these lectures today. So I have first of all explained why we are discussing this. So we are discussing this to throw more light so that you understand how these things function. Okay? So let me go to my slide so that I will not be turning. Land acquisition, administration, and titling, they form the backbone of effective land management. This influences the efficiency of land markets, access to land and natural resources, urban planning and infrastructure development, environmental conservation efforts. So land administration is like governance. The way the government of Enugu State govern us as the people of Enugu State is the way the government of Enugu State govern the lands that are within the jurisdiction of Enugu State. The government of Enugu State have laws pertaining criminal matters, business, and other things we do within Enugu. The same way it has laws guiding land transaction, acquiring land, transfer of land from one person to the other, and then how government itself deal on land. And now this management and this governance over land affect the wealth or the poverty of the people of the land. Land administration policies of Enugu State is not the same with Ebonyi State. It's not the same with Sokoto State. Of course, we know that in Nigeria we have different ethnic groups, and these different ethnic groups have different way of seeing lands. So land administration policies of every government in Nigeria vary from one ethnic group to the other. In the north, the whole land belongs to the emir. If you want to build land, build house, you go to the emir. Emir will give you land. But in Igbo land, the families own their different lands, and if you go to them, you can acquire from them. So land administration is different. It varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, from country to country, from state to state, and that is how it affects the wealth and the progress and the economy of that location. There is a conference that is always held by World Bank every year. So that conference is held in Washington, D.C. So it's called World Bank Conference on Land and Poverty. Every country sends delegation of land practitioners to that conference. So when you come to that conference, it's the whole world, every country, the whole world. I've been on Nigerian delegation at least 4 times. So when you come to that conference, what they discuss is land management, land administration, and the best practice. They compare the practices from one country to the other in order to know exactly what is the best practice in this 2025. And the developing countries, what is the lessons they are going to learn from the developed countries who have sustainable land administration. And when they learn these lessons, they go back to their countries and practice. So land administration can either make or mar the economic development of a country, because land is one of the most important factors of production. Take for instance, if you have to go into agriculture of 100 hectares, if you have land, 50% of your problem is solved. True or false? If you don't have land, you have to either first of all look for how to buy the land or lease the land. So that is extra cost before you can start that business. Okay? And the sustainability of that business depends on how long your tenure on that land is. So if you start a farm of 100 hectares and then after 5 years the landlord tells you to pack out, so all the infrastructure and setup, farm settlement and other things you have set up, and then the cost of settling down, you have spent it, and now you start moving to another site, another cost. Have you seen it? So if you have inherited 100 hectares of land from your father and you want to go into farming business, so half of what you need to start that business has been provided. So that is how land can either make or mar a business. Okay? Let's go to the next slide. Why effective land management matters. So effective land management supports economic growth. It encourages investment and enables infrastructural growth. Effective land management also gives social stability. That is, when you manage land effectively in a particular area, there will be less conflict. There will be less conflict. We know that the way we Africans see land, some land conflicts can take lives. Some land conflicts can shut down the economy. Just like what is happening in between Israel, Palestine, and Iran now. So they are bombing everywhere. If you are an investor, is it the best time to go to Tel Aviv? If you're a real estate developer, you have $1 million to invest. Is that the best place to invest now? No. Okay, in Ukraine now, okay, they have de-escalated their conflict, but the conflict is still there. Is Ukraine the best place to invest now? No. Why? Because there is a land-related conflict. So it has affected the social stability and the economic development of the place. Also, effective land management enhances environmental sustainability. Okay? For people to live together, do your business, make profit, and then hand over your business to your children, and so on and so forth. All these things depend on the stability of land administration. So at the end of this lecture, we should be able to understand land administration process, analyze land administration system, explore land titling and registration, identify current challenges and opportunities, develop strategies for system improvement. So I started my practice as a surveyor in Enugu. So in Enugu, I practiced as a surveyor from 2002, but got licensed 2011. So I started practicing as a licensed surveyor 2011. Okay, so the terrain I was familiar with, and the terrain is where I know people and I have a network of people, okay? So I practiced for some years. Later I became the commissioner for lands, and at the end of that, I moved to start practicing in Abuja. So when I got to Abuja, I understood that the land administration is different, and real estate business is more stable in Abuja than Enugu. Are we following? In Enugu, you can have a C of O, and I have C of O of the same land. Are you aware? You are not aware? Okay. The business is like a drug business. One mistake can finish your life. There is a realtor. Let me share this thing to you. There's a realtor I know who ran away to UK. So the guy worked with us from 2010 to around 2019 when I became a commissioner, but after 2021 he ran away. Why? Most of the lands that he sold, government entered the place. And those are places that he sold 100 plots, 50 plots, running in millions and billions of naira. And then those people came on his neck. The reason it was because they didn't really have any sustainable title before selling the land. For example, if you have a good title and you sell land, if government acquires the land, government will either relocate, provide another alternative land, or pay compensation for that. But if you don't have any title, government will be happy to take away your land from you because it's easier for them, okay? I'm not here to criticize government because somebody who has been in government is part of government. But I'm only here to teach you, okay? There are certain things you see, but you don't know they are small screens. When you get inside, you understand that it is part of the corrupt country that we are in. So there are certain things that are going on now, and people are shouting, but they don't know that it is a normal thing, okay? So how did I get here? I was comparing Abuja land administration and Enugu. So Abuja land administration have gone very far, okay? Every 1 meter within Abuja has been captured on the GIS with an orthophoto, and it's on the system. So there's no 1 meter that is hiding anywhere, okay? So if you are given a CFO in Abuja, you can go to bank with it, you can go to sleep with it, okay? Because their CFO cannot overlap. Their record cannot be duplicated because there is an effective system where even if you try to do anything fraudulent, the system will detect it before you do it. So you cannot do it. But here, it's not peculiar to Enugu though. Some of our sister states like Ebonyi and Anambra go down to Delta, go to Akwa Ibom. All these, our sister states, it is the same thing. There are people who are on ground, who are fraudulent, and who are inside that ministry. So what they do is that they know how to duplicate file, they know how to remove files, they know how to create file outside and import it inside, plant the file, process the file and get CFO. Okay? So these are the reasons why when I was commissioner, I proposed the GIS. The GIS will try to start in that administration. Administration was not able to implement it as at the time, which was even part of the reason why I left. But this present administration has started implementing it. But while the implementation is going on, there is no perfect system yet. That is why if you are engaging in selling any land in Enugu, you have to be equipped with the information that I'm going to give you. If you understand how these things work, you can play safe and then avoid being affected by any land conflict. Even if there be a conflict, you must have provided yourself with the necessary security measures so that it will not affect you. I have personally experienced many land conflicts, and I can tell you for free, it can take someone's life. There's a kind of land conflict you'll be in. You will not sleep, you will not eat, okay? Your health will be deteriorating, you go into depression, okay? And then, at the end, it will affect your health. And there are some of them that will never end. It's not something that will happen for 5 years and stop. No. 40 years, it is still there. Are we following? And why do those things happen? It happens because people who do not have idea, who are not knowledgeable in the technical framework of land administration, we are put in position of authority over land. And then because of quest for making money, quest for becoming rich very quick, they do a lot of things, take a lot of decisions that will make that will mar the image of the administration. And when the administration leaves, the community and people that have interest in that, they will start fighting back. They will start coming back. And before you know it, there will be complications, and those complications will last for a very long time. They will go to court, and they will stay in court for a very long time. Then who is going to suffer? It is the person who brought the buyer and convinced the buyer that this land has no problem, and the buyer paid to your account. Are we following? I normally tell realtors, you should understand, maybe somebody from EFCC or police, you should go to them to advise you on criminal matters that are related to land, how it is done. Okay? If there is land fraud, everybody that receives money from that transaction is culpable. Whether you receive money from receive money as the agent, or whether you receive money as the buyer or the seller, whoever is defrauded, the people that receive the money will come into that case. So if you are the agent that linked that buyer and convince him to pay, so you are the accessory to the crime. Now, depending on who receives the money, if you are the realtor and the money is paid to your account, you are the fraudster until you prove that you gave all the money to the owner of the land. So I normally advise realtors, don't receive the money. Let him receive the money and pay you your fee. At least you can go and argue that I am a professional, I have linked the buyer and the seller, and this money was paid to me as my professional fee, and I've taken it, than for you to, because most times, because we sell land, we have a lot of land, so realtors come to me, young realtors. So sometimes they think they are smart. They'll tell me, okay, you are selling this land 5 million. Okay, I will discuss with the buyer a different price. I'll collect 8 million and give you 5 million. I'll tell him no problem, with all pressure. He will collect the 8 million with his account and give me 5 million. So what has happened? He has shielded me from, he has protected me from any trouble. Okay? If there is any problem in the land, I can provide another land. Okay? But for the person who paid that money into your account, you must pay him back the money. Exactly the money he paid to your account. And if you go to EFCC and the land you sold does not have adequate title, it is a financial crime that you are facing. It's not land transaction. Land transaction or land disputes go to court as a civil matter. But fraud and financial crime go to EFCC or police for prosecution. Are we following? So you need to understand these things black and white so that you know what is land title, what is the process of transfer of land title, what is valuable consideration for the transfer of land title, who received the money, how does the money originate, and which account does it terminate. The most of the recent time realtors in Enugu, some of them have pasted my name on their social media platform and said they should not patronize me, that I am very, very stubborn. I don't bend. They don't know anything about this. They will just create business model on their head. And then they will now say, okay, they are now parading, it is their estate. They put their signboard. They are selling it and receiving the money. Later, they will now ask me, transfer the title. You cannot sell land and receive the money when you are not the one to transfer the title. If you don't hold the title, you don't collect the money. Let the holder of the title collect the money and pay you as an agent. That one, before the eye of the law, you are protected and you are okay, you are safe. Okay? But with the speed with which so many realtors are going, at some point in time, even you yourself, if you are still in Enugu, you see that some of them are going to run away. They will run to UK, Canada, and throw away their phone number. You will not be able to reach them. Okay, so let's proceed. If I follow my lecture notes, it won't be interesting. So, but I will try as much as possible to follow it. Land acquisition. So, what is land acquisition? So, land acquisition is the process of acquiring a land or taking the land from one person to the other. Land is not movable. This land upon which this building is built cannot be moved. Okay? But when we talk about acquiring it or transferring it, it's just changing the name that this land bears to another name. For example, so land is like a human being. If you give birth to a child, the child must bear the surname of somebody. Are we following? Mm-hmm. So that's when paternity comes in. Whether the child is born in a marriage or not, somebody must put his name on the child. Okay? So every piece of land you see has somebody's name attached to it. Whether it is bush or it is built up like building an estate or whatever, there must be a name attached to it. So that is land title. So acquiring it is the process of taking that title to yourself. So there are many forms of land acquisition. It comes in many forms. Individuals like yourself can acquire land for whatever use, whether agricultural or residential purposes you want to make of it. Government can acquire land for infrastructure development, for building government agencies and government institutions, building market for public use, building schools and hospitals, and other things that government built for us, okay? Then, you can inherit land from your parents. If you have a parent or you are a successor of someone, whether your guardian and the person bequeaths that land to you. So the title have transferred to your name, whether the person is dead or alive, okay? The person can transfer it to you and then it becomes your own. So that you have acquired the land. So why are we discussing about acquisition? I said it earlier that as a realtor or as a real estate person, before you do anything with any landed property, investigate what is the process of the land acquisition, okay? So what is the legal framework within which land acquisition is